Hey, it's James and Michael with the Crypto Guys. And in this video, Russia invades Ukraine. And what does that mean for Bitcoin and all of crypto? Plus, we're going to show you plan A and plan B, plus one graph that's going to give you insight into how you should manage your trades over the next few months. So make sure you watch the video until the end, because we're going to show you this graph and you need to see it, as it could save you from losing a lot of money. And remember to hit the like button. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. And just first, as a disclaimer, this is not financial advice. Like any kind of investment, you need to do your own due diligence. So, Michael, let's jump into the news, because there's a lot of news that's affecting crypto, especially what's going on in Russia and Ukraine.
Yeah, I mean, Putin launched a full-scale invasion. So I think that is part of the reason why we're seeing a further dip. But the good thing is that the level that I was talking about, which is this yellow line, has held pretty well, and we're now bouncing off of that. So yeah, so if those of you who bought at this level, congratulations. No guarantee we won't go down back to where we were before, which is 33.5. And there's no guarantee we won't put a lower low back to the 30 zone, right? So yeah, that's where we are right now. And so yeah, we'll show you. Make sure you watch this entire video today. It's very important to help you understand the potential long-term plan and how to make the most money, you know, trading Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies.
So depending where you live, I mean, obviously the news in Ukraine is going to affect people. In America, it's going to affect you, because gas, or the price of oil, has already gone up over $100 a barrel. So Americans are going to be paying more, things like that. But this is going to affect the other markets, the S&P. So how is this going to affect the S&P?
Well, I did a little bit of backtracking to see what happened in the past. So I've been telling people that Bitcoin is connected to the markets, especially the S&P 500, let's say, and that we should expect a 20% down, right? And we have not seen it, but right now we are at this level. So if it breaks it, this would be my next level of support. So I would see it going down all the way to 3,762. And so now the question is, let's say we repeat a history, we follow exactly what this pattern is, right? We do like this, and eventually we break it down. Well, how would that affect Bitcoin? So I did some research, and I have this kind of pattern here that you can see as a potential scenario of what might happen with Bitcoin over the long term, right? If the S&P 500 does that. And the way I've arranged this is that if Bitcoin, right now, this is where we are. We are on our way to here, to this buy zone, right? And so if we were to follow this pattern, I call it plan B, because plan A is that it could break that and go up. That might be an unlikely scenario. Depends depends on a lot of things. But if we're in a bear market, this is probably the scenario I will play from. This is my game plan. So I would buy here, and I would sell here, right? So that is why it's green and red. So that's when you sell. Then I would wait for it to go back to like support, buy again, and sell at a lower price, which is about 38,000. This one's about 42, 41 to 42. So then I just play the game for a while, making money on each of those trades. Then I would be very patient and wait for it to go down. And this is the pattern that Bitcoin would probably do, because this is called a continuation pattern on a downtrend. And a continuation pattern means you're going down, right? And then you're going to go inside, and then you go down to the lowest level. And that's where I would go all in and just buy and hold. And if that was to happen, and let's say that Bitcoin would go all the way to 100,000, right? This probably wondering how much money you'd make, right, James?
So yeah, exactly. Let's do the math.
Yeah. So to be able to see that, I have this little chart here that we can look at. So first of all, it's good to know that we would be in this green zone, and this green zone is going up every day, right? We're going into the accumulation zone every day, and it's going up. So over time, like at some point we'll be in here. Yeah. So if you just follow this, like buy in the accumulation zone, and you just waited it out, right? How much could you make? And the answer is a lot, right? Like if you bought altcoins, you make a lot more, which is probably what I will do. But and you just sold, let's say, at 100,000, which is probably going to happen. That's 288%. So that's a good play for sure, right? And that's going up every day as well. So you can see like that's the accumulation zone, and this the zone that you sell. So this could be a potential plan, right? That's going to like happen. Now, it will take time. We will know because each time it goes in this green zone, it's the indication of the pattern, right? It's not just going to drop. Well, it could, but it's unlikely. It doesn't just drop below support because there's a lot of like support. You need to break that like support, and that usually takes time because people believe that is a strong support. Like 30,000 is a strong like support. So, but 26 is still very strong. So the lower we go, the stronger the support is, and the more likely we'll get a bounce. Yeah. So that's kind of where I think Bitcoin's going to go.
Yeah, that's a really helpful graph, having that for plan B. And there's so many factors that we obviously don't know. Like, first of all, why is Putin even invading Ukraine in the first place? Like, does anyone know? Only Putin knows, right? And maybe some of his close advisors. But here's the thing. Let's say this invasion drags on for 6 months. That's not good. Or it could be over next week, and then that's good. Well, it's just good to not have war in the world, right? That's the main reason it's good. But one positive thing about bad news is that when the bad news ends, which then that's good news, things can bounce really quickly. And so it'll be interesting to see how all of this plays out.
Yeah, for sure. Well, there's a lot of fear in the market too. So if we go back to the chart and go back to the crypto fear and greed, we are now 23, but I think tomorrow will be like between 10 and 15. You know, we'll be very low. I'm surprised that we're at 23. We should be like lower. But what I want to see, right, is, and if we go back in like history, we want it to be at 10. That's usually when we see the bounce. And we've came close. We went down to 20, but now we're back up. So we need to go all the way down to like 10 of really massive fear. And because that's usually where we start going up. So I feel more confident going all in at this extreme fear of like level 10. Does that make sense? Like that's where I would like to be. So which is why we still might see, 30,000, because the fear is just not there. We need to get rid of the weak hands, right, who are holding Bitcoin, and just be very strong hands, and then from there we bounce. By the way, got to remember, every time that you're selling your Bitcoin, somebody's buying it, and every time they're buying your Bitcoin, they already have a new sales target, right? Like I've already told you mine. I'm buying now, right? So if you sold me your Bitcoin, I'm going to buy it from you at 35,000, right? But hey, I'm not going to sell it at 36. So I have a sales target in my head, which is 42, right? So, and everybody's buying now, they have a sales target. So which means it makes support stronger until it pushes it up. So we need to get rid of people who want to sell the weak hands, and then Bitcoin will go up, right? That's how it works. But I'm not saying we're going to go up directly back in a bull market now. I think that's possible we stay in a bit of a bear market. And how long that lasts, it depends how long it takes to go to the top, how long it goes to the bottom, like going to that descending pattern, right? Like very important to understand that. So that's
exactly.
That's the key. Yeah.
Well, and like we said, no one can predict the future, what's going to be happening here. So then what you do is the next best thing. You manage risk, and you do that by being knowledgeable, watching channels like this so that you can understand some of the tools that we use and how we manage our trading strategies. And then the other thing is that you've got to be able to play with your enough money that you don't have fear, because if you trade with fear, it's going to cloud your judgment. And you end up losing money when you're trading in a place of fear. So that's not good.
Yeah, no, you buy in fear and sell in greed, right? That's an
exactly.
old used saying, but it's very true. And that's how I play the game, right? Just like, I think right now people like, even if you buy and it still goes down 20%, no need to sell. Why would you do that? Just hold it off, and DCA, always DCA into the market, right? Like don't buy all in one shot, that then you have no more cash to buy at the lower prices. So if the market gets more risky, it's always safer to have cash. Cash is king, right? So cash is king because you can buy the lower prices, and it could be a difference between, you know, making a 2x instead of 1x. So the person who has cash and now it crashes, right, all the way, let's say, to 26,000, let's say, and I can make 2x because I bought the 26. The guy who bought, let's say, 35 and didn't have any more cash, then they're not going to get a good deal at 26. So very important to be cash positive. That's the key. During times like this, cash is king, right? Doesn't mean you don't buy, but you don't buy all in, is what I'm saying, right?
Exactly. Well, make sure you tune in tomorrow when we continue this. And also, you've heard us mention DCA a few times. And if you're not sure what DCA is, we're going to explain that tomorrow. So make sure you tune in tomorrow. And if you like the content, hey, give us a like button and and leave a comment. We love to hear from all of you. So on behalf of James and Michael, the Crypto Guys, we'll see you soon.
See you in the next video. Bye for now.